All right, good. All right, welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. Welcome. Trying to give it a few seconds for a couple of people to join, but welcome y'all. See, y'all saw in the promo on the gram and on Facebook, man. We doing a special crossover today, man. Y'all know I've been on my Energizer Bunny battery recharge the last few weeks, but man, I had to break the rest to come back and talk about this one. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go back on recharge mode after this, but I just wanted to, come back and have this episode with my brothers, man. Me and my brother literally look like fraternal twins up here, man.
Telling you, man.
Fraternal twins up here, man.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, so, but this is a heavy subject, man, and I think it's one that we really need to be chatting about. Um, it's about domestic and verbal abuse, and how gender roles play into that, right? So, we saw a tweet. I'm gonna put it up on the screen for anybody who missed it. We saw a tweet. This is a tweet right here. It says, "Dating a woman who can't control her mouth when angry is like dating a man who can't control his hands when angry." And I think initially when I saw the tweet, I was like, "Man, that's ridiculous. How do you compare physical abuse to verbal abuse? Like that's ridiculous."
Right.
And then when you sit down and you start to think about this, Sean, you say, "You know what? Shawty might have been on to something a little bit." You know what I'm saying? But before we jump into this, before the cancel police get on this, let's just put this out there. We do not condone domestic violence. We are not okay with any form of physical violence, any form of verbal violence. We don't condone men putting their hands on women. We aren't okay with women putting their hands on men. None of that are we supporting in this. We're just trying to have a honest and a candid conversation about what's a controversial subject. So I'm gonna let my brothers introduce themselves, and then we'll jump into the discussion. So,
So you.
Oh man, I'm Rush Zilla Jr. Man, aka half of Two Kings 215. I'm saying Reese, man. It's on you, Pop. Do you have?
Y'all know me. I've been here before. You know what I'm saying? Another member of the Ball Bearded Brothers. You feel me?
It's on
The
you.
other half of the dynamic duo known as Two Kings 215. Splash Charles, aka Suge Light. You feel me?
The coach's favorite coach. You know what I mean?
Your favorite coach's favorite coach.
that's my guy right there, man. Y'all know darn well if y'all been watching, y'all done seen now before, man. I'm real glad I could get his partner on here with me, man. I'm all about networking, man. It's always great to see black brothers coming together without guns and knives and bloodshed. So, more of this, man. And it's always good to see Ball Brothers, man. I love being on the thing with some Ball Brothers, man.
Right, right.
The movement, man.
Nah, man. But let's jump into it, man. What did y'all think when y'all first saw the tweet?
What you think, bro?
Oh, he said nothing, man. I ain't doing
It was too much for him. Yeah,
right.
camera off.
He said,
But
nah,
no,
man.
when I first saw it, man, I can't really compare the two. But if you think about it, like verbal abuse come in a lot of formats, like school, right? You get bullied a lot, and it's verbally a lot of times. So like even with social media, some people can't take the verbal abuse from social media. So words, man, they mean a lot, man. That can lead to physical abuse.
Mhm. Yeah, and bro, that's the same thing I thought. I said I don't know any circumstances where physical abuse happens without verbal abuse accompanying it, right?
Right.
Like typically, if you have a male who's abusive of the woman, it's not like he's just coming home from work, not saying nothing out his mouth, welling off with her on her, and then walking away. Like that's not what happens. It's typically like some belittling with the mouth. You're ugly. You're worthless. You can't do better than me. You can't maybe something like that. So, um, again, like it's tough to compare the two. Like you said, Reese, I think it's really tough to compare the two. But if you're being honest about it, both of them do a lot of damage. And I honestly, and I know we'll dig into it a little later, I honestly believe that verbal abuse leaves more longer lasting damage physical abuse is more of an immediate impact. Honestly, walking away with bruises, black eyes, and things like that. So it's more of an immediate like impact. But long term, man, that verbal stuff, man, there's some stuff that bothered you from when you was 5 years old. I mean, we are 30, 30 plus now, when you still mad, what I'm saying, that something happened when you five. I can't remember, the boy who I trashed in fifth grade. I mean, the boy that stole off on me in fifth grade. I don't remember that. I do remember what the teacher said to me. I do remember, what so and so said to me. So, but now, what's your thoughts about the tweet?
The fact.
I mean, I was, I think I was in Facebook jail that time too when you did the. I go back in. I swear, Facebook. I'm here for a good time, not for a long time. But yeah, like when you was talking about abuse from women, and it's crazy because I feel like as much as men get vilified for doing it, and as they should be, anybody should. It's cut different when women do it because I feel like women are way more precise. Like you said, a dude might say, "Oh well, you're a B, you're worthless, nobody wants you." The kind of stuff that devalues a woman and kind of breaks her down. But in this situation, like a woman hitting you, yeah, you could block it. She might not be able to put that kind of damage on you because you're stronger. So it's just kind of like, all right, whatever. But when she said, "You just like your daddy," ooh, only she knew that meant that much to you. I mean, she met your dad, or she know what your issues are with your dad. So that's a cut, and like you said, that's going to stay with you for a bit.
Right.
Even if you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna forgive you," it's gonna stay. Days later, it's gonna be in the back of your head.
Like Reese said, I think, man, it got like a longer term effect, man. Like physically, you could heal a lot of abuse, but like mentally, like it could come from any form, like parents, like Nari said, it could be that one trigger that person say that's supposed to be a secret, and they use that against you. But that could just be like a snowball effect. But like a lot of women don't know how to control how they talk to other women, men, everybody. They think it's cute.
Yeah, it's all. I mean, from what I've seen, this is my experience. I don't want to, like, I try not to generalize. Like, I don't. Like, I did a research one day. It's like 8 billion people on the planet. My circle of influence is not 8 billion people, so I don't try to say most or all like things. In my experience, and the women that I've met, and I'm from Philly, I haven't met too many people outside of Philly, but in my experience, the women I met, they almost kind of celebrate like this being loose tongue. In the sense that I hear like, "Oh well, yeah, I mean, when I get mad, I just say whatever," and
there's no memes about it.
Right?
Women constantly reposting. Oh, I talk back, I don't listen. Oh, you better be able to. I can't deal with no weak man that can't handle me because my mouth is wild. And it's like, why is that a badge of honor for you?
Right.
Like,
it's hurtful.
You need help. You about to get your ass whooped. Like, something wrong.
Like, it's hurtful. It is, and I think that's a conversation that gets swept under the rug, right? Like that long-lasting damage, right? Like I was saying earlier, I remember being in fifth grade, and they had MG back in elementary school and stuff. I was getting pulled out for MG, and my fifth grade teacher, a woman, stopped the school staff person who was pulling me out and was like, "He's not as smart as his brother and sister. Like, he don't deserve to be an MG." I'm 32 now. I still remember that. Like, that still bothers me. And the way that impacted me growing up was I was mad at my brother for a long time. He didn't have nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always felt inadequate in his shadow because it's something that a teacher said to me. Not because, what I'm saying, something that she put her hands on me or anything like that. So those long-term ramifications, man, and how you view yourself, how you interact with others, how you shape and move, like, that whole sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That's the biggest BS thing biggest BS thing we ever done told a kid in our lives was that thing, man. Like, cause that's bullcrap.
No, I mean, just honestly, let me know when you want to find old head and trash her, Pop. I mean, she got.
we rolling, we strolling.
I'm saying.
We strolling. I got a couple of teachers on my list too.
A big problem. A lot of educators don't know how to talk to kids, man. Like, why would that even come out your mouth? Like, you shouldn't even be in a position of power of being around children, let alone teaching them, to say something like that and have no ramification. You shouldn't even have a job after that.
But you notice that's when the words hurt. You kind of said a key point. It's always somebody with some kind of leverage over you. Always that's when it really stings. Like when people say you stick to stones, I think most times they try to tell kids like, oh, well, that person doesn't have any effect on you. That person doesn't have any control of your life. You only know them temporarily. But like them cuts come from somebody that has some kind of leverage on you, whether it's a family member, whether it's a significant other, a teacher, a boss, somebody like that. And it's like, damn, this person that controls some aspect of my fate feels this way about me or thinks this about me. What if it's true?
That's a fact. I got it.
And look, I don't want to belittle physical abuse. Obviously, physical abuse.
Yeah, no, it's real.
Like real. Like I mean, like them hospital bills is real. Them black eyes is real. Them broken ribs is real. Those death rates, like, are real. I saw something. I don't know how valid it was, but in the comments, someone else posted this tweet on their page, and like it was a bunch of comments, and one of the girls said that domestic violence is like the second leading cause of death in black women, or something like that. Now I don't know if that's accurate or not. I didn't research it, but even if like it's the fourth leading cause, like that's still ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I mean, regardless of where it ranks on the list, it's too high. So physical abuse is a real thing, right? And I think the results, the differences with physical abuse, you see the instant consequence. Like I hit you, you get a black eye. I hit you, you're in the hospital. I hit you, you're bleeding. And then you see that heal. Okay, your black eye healed. Your lip isn't healed. You got the stitches. Your ribs aren't messed up anymore. And that's it. But the verbal abuse, there's no hospital for verbal abuse. You know what I'm saying? You don't like I can't go to the doctor the next day like, hey, my teacher yelled at me. You know what I'm saying? I can't go tell most of the men in my life probably would say, oh, well, man up. Six and stones may break your business.
Yeah.
And I know we're going to talk about man up. I'm sure we'll get the man up at that point, but like, it hurts. You know what I'm saying? And then when you admit, no, you said something that hurts me, then you can start to get soft labels. You start to get gay labels and all these other goofy labels because something happened that hurt your feelings, man. We ain't Superman, man. Like, I mean, like the stuff you hurt.
You ain't got a kryptonite, man.
Right. Right.
I mean, if is it a certain way a guy could express how he feels to another guy? Like, I mean, because if a dude come to you, be like, "Yo, man, somebody said something to hurt my feelings," what would y'all be like? Your initial reaction? I mean, would it be like, man?
At this point, I'm gonna be like, "Well, what did they say?
Yeah.
Who was it, and what did they say?"
Right.
Like that's the thing, because that's like I mentioned earlier. I feel like who says it sometimes is where the weight is really, placed upon. Like somebody across the street calling you ugly. All right, man, you might never see them again. I mean, they might be right. You might be ugly, fam. But you know what I'm saying? The chances of you running into somebody that thinks you handsome is pretty fair. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty fair. But if that's like your mom, your cousin, like I said, your boss or somebody that you have to deal with on a consistent basis, then it's like,
Yeah.
I understand why you hurt that much more because it's somebody that matters.
Right.
You can't just shake it off and just be dismissive and be like, oh no, man, don't worry about it, man. Oh, you ain't the most handsome, bro, but yeah, alright. Nah, like I thought I looked good. That person said I'm really ugly, and it really cut into my confidence.
Yeah.
And it's like, you gotta respect when a person says that. Regardless of how it wouldn't affect you, you gotta respect when another person says that.
Yeah. So I think I agree with that, right? So I've had it said where like I have this group of friends like from work and this group of friends that's a person and at times they like start to blend, right? And now I might be rubbing one of my homies that I know, you know what I'm saying, from before I met Nada the wrong way. And they be like, yo man, like every time I talk to Nari, I feel this way. Typically my response is like, yo, bro, like I know Nari, that's just I mean, he like the bed, real loving guy, he's not personally, but if you want, I'll go have a conversation with him if you don't feel comfortable with doing that. I don't mind being that middleman. I don't know if I've ever had it happen where it's just like one of my homies like, yo, man, I was talking to some stranger and they said something that hurt their feelings. Like, I've had my homies tell me my girl said something that hurt my feelings before, but I mean, like when I was younger, I might have been like man up, but like I'm at a point in life now where I understand like
Yeah.
the emotional and mental ramifications of that stuff. So I would try to not. Now I'm at a point like where I just don't try to invalidate anybody's feelings, even if I don't agree with them. Like, all right, let's acknowledge why you feel this way, acknowledge that you do feel this way, but let's move past it. Um, because I just don't want people to harbor on that stuff, right? And so oftentimes people harbor on the sad, and they like it hurts, and they hold it in instead of just letting it go. So that's never where I'm at in life now. What about you, bro? How would you respond to
I'm like, man, put your panties up, B.
that?
Oh, like, now, man, like, who said, like, what did they say? That's my first thing. And, like, who said it? Like Nari said, if it's a stranger, their opinion don't matter. But if it's like a family member or your mate, that whole weight. Because I got a homie that go through it a lot with his parent, and it really break him down. So I listen to it a lot. Like the tweets you put up hold a lot of strength because it could be a woman that you in a relationship with. So if she say some hurtful things to you, that's supposed to be your other half. That's going to hold a lot of weight. I mean, so you looking for that positive reinforcement from that, but if she always got something negative or abusive verbally, you're gonna be like, "What I'm with you for? You supposed to send me out into the world of Superman? Like, don't, you know what I mean, don't send me out there. You throwing darts at me." So,
And then I think a key word in that tweet, bro, is the word control, right? So like I think that we're not talking about, you know what I'm saying, someone who's able to control when they say stuff. We're talking about the woman who's like, man, as soon as I get mad, like I'm fighting off the mouth. And like they might get mad and be like, oh well man, you can't provide for me because he was touched by when you was a little boy by your pop. You like, whoa, bro, like all I did was tell you I left my wallet at home. Like, I mean, how we get here? I left my wallet at home. I asked you to cover the 4 for 4. You talking about when I used to get touched when I was 5? How we get here, sis? Like, how we get here? And I think that's what the tweet is talking about. And that might be an extreme example, but stuff like that will happen. Like, oh, you ain't no, you ain't shit kind of nigga, man. You don't do none of that, man. That's why, you ain't been. That's why your dad used to touch you now because he knew you ain't. You like, bruh, like, how we get here? Like, how?
Condone physical, but if you talk crazy to me like that, like I might shove you hard. You know what I mean, it's the wall, man. Like you said, how we get here? Because you were trying to like demean me. You not like you have no. There's no reason for you to go that path, man. So that verbal abuse might cause you. You know what I mean, a strong shove. I don't know, man.
If somebody wanted to mention, kind of piggybacking off what Reese was saying, like as far as the scars of verbal abuse and physical abuse being different, I feel like physical abuse has a cap. As sad as it is to say, physical abuse ends at death. Like, you know what I'm saying? Verbal abuse, like it has a ripple effect. That person never has to, you know what I'm saying? If you keep beating on a person, they will die, like physically. If you keep hitting on the same person, you're gonna cause some kind of injury. You keep gonna hitting them through the injury, they're gonna die. It's the worst case scenario, but that person is free from your tyranny after you've killed them, and you probably will go to jail if you're caught.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in verbal abuse, there's no court for that. This person could break you down to the point where you take your own life, or where you take a bunch of other people's lives, because she made you not value your own life. You know what I'm saying? So now you definitely don't value anybody else's because you come home to no peace, or whatever it is she said about you, even if it's not like the woman that lives with you, whatever she said about you that broke you down, crack after crack. Now you don't have no peace in your heart. Right. So you one of these people that out here adding to the murder rate that we have in this city. That's crazy. Because some woman didn't, show you fairness or kindness or love when she was supposed to, and instead dug the knife 12 inches deeper. So now you look at everybody expendable. That person, as soon as it, wait, what? You said what? Clack, clack. Next thing you know, everybody going. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a ripple effect with the verbal abuse because it messes with that person's mentality.
Right.
and they may never be free of you. That's the thing about it. Like until they decide to check, they'll never be free of you because of what you said, or until they decide to get help.
Right. And again, you can't track verbal abuse. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can
You
directly link
track it.
physical abuse back to the abuser. You can't do that with verbal abuse. So, you know, if my chick constantly telling me I can't provide, I can't do this, and I go kill myself, she's not going to jail for that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nope.
she's not
She
getting
get off
charged for that.
scot-free.
Right. Yeah, I mean, she
She off
show up to
scot-free.
the
If it
funeral.
don't bother her conscience.
If anything, she gonna get supported. I mean, because she gonna be distraught, crying, and everything like that. Everybody like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he did that. How are you feeling?
She could literally say, I can't believe I said that to him. I shouldn't have said that to him. And
Right.
everybody be like, don't worry, it's not your fault.
Right. Right.
No,
Right.
it is her fault. You killed my man.
Right. Right.
Let's go smoke her. No.
Mhm.
Beanie, get the guns. We gonna go shoot her house. Like, she really killed my man.
So,
You know what I'm saying? But you can't. But that's gonna sound crazy. Like that, as a reaction, would sound crazy if somebody really did, knowing what their homeboy was going through, went after the woman that broke that man down to the point where he hung himself, shot himself, stabbed himself, threw himself in front of a car or whatever it is that took his life. That's how he ended his own life. If his homeboy heard him complaining about that all the time, in his eyes, that woman killed his friend. And if he went back like they do with physical violence, if just case in point, if a dude was beat to death by a woman, and then another dude who's his best friend or brother or whatever comes back and murders that woman, they call it vengeance. They'll call it justice. They'll think of it as maybe a not good response, but they'll think of it as, I understand. He couldn't just let his man get taken off first for nothing and let that stand because the court decided not to put her away. She deserves something bad to happen to her for beating that man to death. Whereas in verbally, nobody's going to say that. Nobody's going to say, well, man, she broke him down to the point where he could not live his life anymore and ended it, and she should get off this earth. Nah. Let's just be like, damn, that wasn't nice. And he gets no justice. His family gets no justice. And that friend that had to hear him complain all the time now has to sit there with that burden because he can't respond.
Right.
There's no way for him to even get payback. And again, I'm not advocating for physical payback and violence. I'm just saying that kind of stuff does happen in real life when it's physical. But when it's verbal and emotional and mental, ain't no way.
I agree 100%, man. I feel like people don't put a lot of I don't know. I think people look at verbal abuse as, all right, well, just don't listen to it. They feel like you can't escape physical abuse. They don't know like the harshness of verbal abuse because, like you said, it can stem back to 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Your mind is your worst enemy. You can't turn your mind off. You know what I'm saying? So you replaying what they saying. That's how depression starts. You know what I'm saying? You hold on to what people say or feel about you, and you start to believe it too. You know what I mean? Somebody doing something physically to you, like you said, the worst thing is death, but they escape it after death. Like verbally, you dealing with that your whole life. That could like really mold how you live your life because you think you can't do something because somebody told you can't do it. Like words got a lot of power, man. People just gotta be careful.
A whole lot of power, man. And it's scary. Like I said, man, I literally, I can't remember some of the beatings my parents gave me. I can't remember the beatings, man. I can remember some of the hurtful things that they said. So, and again, I can't think of a time where physical abuse is not accompanied by some form of verbal abuse. I mean, like outside, if you run up on main man on the corner, yeah, I mean, smack him up and shoot him. That's, you know what I'm saying, nothing. But like, largely speaking, physical abuse is accompanied by verbal abuse. You know what I'm saying? We all saw Invincible. You saw Invincible while he was teeing off on his son. Think, Mark, think. Giving him verbal abuse as he's teeing off on him. Like, I mean, like that's typically what's happening. And the physical, it's the verbal abuse that locks people into those situations because, like, not only are they physically beaten there, but they've been mentally meant to feel like that they're nothing. And if you talk to people who have been in like domestic violence homes and things like that, the first thing that they focus on doing is building you back up, like mentally and emotionally. That's the first thing that they do. Is focus. They have to build you back up mentally, emotionally, because you've been torn down on all levels. You know, so those words are like Reese said, man. Those words are powerful, man. Like powerful, man. Like and like legit, man. You could talk to kids that's like 70 years old, 70, 80 years old, and no pullback. Yeah, when I was 22 years old, I bumped in I bumped into Reese, and he told me I was never gonna be nothing. And at 70 years old, like I mean, this man might have just graduated at 70 years old. And in his speech, he'll say, "Yeah, when I was 22, Reese told me I wasn't gonna be nothing." Reese, you ain't seen me, man, in 58 years. I mean, you ain't seen him in 58 years. He still done held on to that joint for 58 years. I mean, so in that instance, you know, it motivated him to do something better. But you don't see all the struggle that happened in those 58 years because you said that thing or because you planted that seed in their head. And you can plant negative seeds in someone's mind and they grow and sprout negativity. So, like, you know what I'm saying? You plant that seed that somebody's going to be nothing. Like, dang, I ain't going to be nothing. And then just watch, like, every failure hurts a little bit more because somebody told you that you're going to be nothing. You're like, dang, I'm probably messed up because they told me I was going to be nothing. Every mistake, you're a little harder on yourself because somebody told you that you're not going to be nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And unless you bump into somebody, you're blessed enough to bump into somebody who's able to say, like, man, they ain't know what they was talking about. Yeah, I mean, you'll carry that stuff on. So some of us are blessed. Yeah, I mean, to get, like, I got good brothers like y'all in my corner. Yeah, I mean, you be like, no, they was just talking. You don't got to believe that. Everybody ain't blessed like that, man. Everybody not blessed, so.
And like
I think Invincible. My bad, Reese. I think
No.
Invincible is a really good example when you said that because anybody who watched, you remember after he's recovered and he's looking at the picture, like he remembers more what his dad was saying than the actual punches that almost killed him.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's more attached to what his dad was saying to him than what his dad was doing to him. His dad almost looked like eliminated him. You know what I'm saying? Like beating more than half to death, and he just keeps hearing what his dad says playing back in his mind. So that was a great example of like how you said physical abuse being accompanied often, probably always
Mm-hmm.
by verbal abuse.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be right back, fellas.
Yeah. So you hear that? Tee up. You ain't nothing without me. Like you see me sing with the Ike and Tina movie. Reese, what's it called, man?
what's love got to do with it?
Every time he hit her, he says something to accompany it. You know what I'm saying? Every time he says something to accompany it with it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, and that like words, man. Like if you look at racism,
yeah.
a lot of racism still is verbal, and people hold on to that. You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't even got to touch you. Let somebody call somebody the N-word, like that still holds weight after how many decades? You know what I mean? So verbal abuse is impactful, man. And I think people just they utilize it to their, sad to say, their strength. They use it because they know they can control somebody. Look at social media. How you get to a celebrity? They got millions of dollars, but I go into their comments, they take the heat. What you saying? Like you got all this money, but you letting the comments affect you. Where is this? It's crazy.
Right. Yeah, I was just on Draymond Green Twitter, and he was arguing with somebody. I'm like, bro, you don't even know boy real name. You don't even know his Twitter handle, man. You about to risk your bag
Right.
to respond to some random dude whose his sole purpose is to make you mess your bag up. Like people who like do goofy stuff in the comment sections, their sole purpose is to say, let me see what I can say that's going to get Reese to respond to this, so he can say something dumb and mess his money up and get kicked out the league.
Right.
So you got to be smarter than that if you're on that level. But it goes to show you, like, I mean, them cats on Twitter is like they literally can't reach the athletes. Like, literally can't reach the athletes. If they say the wrong thing, them cats will clap back. Them cats will clap back.
You know,
Like,
you know what's crazy? Like people will reach out for the verbal abuse. It's like, say celebrities, right? You cannot look at the comments, but they want to see what negative people saying. So it's like physical abuse, nobody's seeking that out. But verbal abuse, like I don't know. It's like an attachment somehow, man. People really hold on to what you say or how you feel. Like you said, Draymond boy don't even know bull. You're a millionaire white boy, dog. Like, your man on the phone off. What's wrong with you? But words, man, manipulation control you more out of words than physically.
A la Kevin Durant.
While I say Durant, soft athlete, mentally, like Durant, you arguably the best basketball player on the planet. Can't nobody not name LeBron James on the planet say nothing to you. Nobody else on the planet can say anything to you about basketball. Like nobody else. You don't gotta say nothing to nobody else not named LeBron James. But you arguing with Joe Burner account. Joe Burner account. You got literally nothing to gain. Nothing to gain.
Who's that?
Everything to lose.
What's that joint he went through with Michael Rappaport? Like,
yeah, perfect example.
Crazy. Like, why are you even going back and forth with the ball, man? Like,
he wanted to be an NBA groupie so bad, and you allowing it. Was nobody talking about rap for months?
Back.
Until y'all two got into it.
And then he like leak his tweets or something?
Yeah.
Fuck him, man.
He was talking about his girl and threatening him and some stuff.
Fuck him, man.
Man, and then I do want to take some time to talk about like the gender roles in verbal abuse, right? Because one thing that I notice happens a lot, and Reese, we're not Facebook friends yet, but like I get roasted a lot on Facebook. Like I post stuff and my friends are in the comments roasting me, which is cool. I don't mind it. Like I mean, I know it's all love at the end of the day, right? But my woman friends, like when I see them in real life off of Facebook, they're always like, "Oh my gosh, your friends are so mean to you. Like they're so mean. Like I would never like." My friends talk to me like that, and these are the women who say that, and I'm like, oh no, it's all love, you know what I'm saying? I know that this stuff is personal. So when I think of gender roles, and like if I'm thinking about this verbal abuse piece, I think that women know that they say stuff with venom in it, like you know what I'm saying, and that's why they can't bid in the same manner that men can do it. Like I could walk in and be like, nah, you fat bald-headed bastard. Now you know that's all love. You know what I mean? Then we go hoop and keep it pushing. But a woman walking like, you fat bald-headed bitch. Now they rumbling. Like, literally the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, one is done in love, one is done completely in jest, and the other one is like, oh, she must really be feeling this way. You know what I'm saying? And we've all probably been in a situation where we've been bitten with a woman, and like you joke about something like her shirt, and she clapped back like little dick nigga, that's why you can't get it up with your girl. You like, whoa. You're like, whoa, sis, all I did was say I ain't like the stripes on your shirt. How we get here?
You can't bid with, like you said, I try not to group all women, but don't bid with women, man. It never ends well, man. Never. Because I feel like women, that's their way to fight physically. Mm-hmm. They gonna hurt you with words. Men, we more testosterone built, like we gonna like altercation, like physically. Mm-hmm. Women, they know what to say, and it hurt.
Right.
Guys, like, yo, why would he play with you? Why do you go that far?
They didn't even just know what to say though, bro. They also know what crowd to say. They're not gonna say the little dick crowd when you just around your boys. They gonna wait till your boys around, some random girls around, that chick that she saw you like too many of her pictures around. And she was like, little dick nigga, you can't even last more than 30 seconds. So you like, really? Like now? You can't wait till we get in the car for this one? Like, I mean, wait till we get to the crib for this?
Yo, and I don't know if you ever realized it, but, you know, I'm sure, y'all both be. I'm sure, well, you gonna be Ace for the purpose of this podcast, bro, like we are on ours. So that's Reese and that's Ace and that's B. All right. So, Reese, like I'm sure, you know, you told Ace how, you know, me and you used to work together and stuff like that. And not every girl that we kicked it with in our social group was really like a friend. And I think one of the things that some of them didn't like is that they didn't have enough information on you. I think that they felt more comfortable with guys that they had things they could say something about. So, you know, if we do start bidding, like we tend to do that in our social group. We don't, you know what I mean? We don't usually show girls no mercy because you're a girl. Because if you want to hang like you're a guy, we gonna treat you like one. So, you know what I'm saying? We saying we all platonic in here. Let's all be platonic and treat each other that way. So yeah, we bidding on Shorty wig. We bidding on Shorty dating story, and then she comes back and she fires a dart, personal dart, like, okay, but your wife is on her second baby and you had a vasectomy, so I told you that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or it'd be some stuff where it's like, bro, she shouldn't even know that. Who told her that?
Mm-hmm.
And then they just get upset, and you know, as they get real quiet, some of them will get real quiet and annoyed with people they didn't have nothing on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just kind of like an eye roll, like, whatever, F you. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's done with full intent. That's why I don't take, like, from my homeboys, it's a little bit different. Like you said, it's roasting. Plus, it's never your flaw.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that clearly you comfortable with. Like he said, the whole fat thing. Everybody knows me. You cannot cut Nari with a fat joke.
Right.
But to say something about something that happened in my family, something in my past that I'm ashamed about, that's when it's like, ooh. Oh no, see me outside. Go call your boyfriend, call your man, call your brother. I need to fight somebody now.
Mm-hmm.
My feelings are actually hurt.
Right.
But
right.
you know what I'm saying? With like you said, with the homies, it's not like, hey, your girl ever call back? Well, you called me last night at 2:00 and she wasn't in the crib. What time did she get home?
Right.
Doing it in front of your boys, man.
Right.
Only snakes do that, and then them you know you have a problem with, like they out to get you. But like when women get mixed up, like you said, in the bid, don't bid with no woman that know nothing about you, bro.
As soon as they tried to join, man, we saw it in one of the groups we on Facebook. Remember, she posted a whole, like, main man was talking about this chick, he's talking about her. She posted a whole DM thread in the comments, literally their entire DM threads, with him sending pipe pics, him shooting a shot. So he was in the comments saying that she was like, I think she said she was like bad and ugly or something like that. She clapped back with like, oh, look at this DM thread, and posted the whole thing. Mind you, she was eating the stuff that he was selling, but
that's the crazy part. You see in the thread, she's rocking with him.
Right. Like, ooh, I can't wait.
Creepy in the DM. It's literally going down in the DM. But now that he done showed his behind, because he ain't showing the love in public that he showed it in private, it's like, oh, all right.
What's the whole joy?
In fact, I shouldn't even say the scope, because it's more like a shotgun and just buckshot all over the place on him.
Mm-hmm. And she was basically like, yeah, I was feeling it back then, but ain't nothing happened. But you wasn't saying all that stuff when you was in my DM. That's the point I'm making. And I'm like,
exactly.
Oh, like, bro, we're not talking about like 2 screenshots, man. We talking about like 20, 30 screenshots worth of DM conversation, bro. Like,
whoa.
Why is she saving that though, man? Like,
exactly.
What's your motive from the gate? Is it's like
exactly.
Who's gonna do? Who's gonna show it either way?
Mm-hmm.
And probably already showed it to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, like that receipts mess. I hate that when I got the receipts on you. Come on, man. Men got receipts more than women, but we don't put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like,
because if we do it, it's nut behavior, right?
Yeah,
right.
Like, come on, man.
If they do it, it's scintillating.
Right. The T, man.
Girl, read him.
Bro, that double standard is crazy. I know it's a little off subject, but in my last relationship, now, like, I have my kids every weekend. So in my relationship, like, I have my kids every weekend. My girlfriend at the time was like, yeah, I want to do stuff with you on weekends, which is a respectable request. Cool. I have my kids on weekends. Let's do kid-friendly stuff on the weekends. We can do adult stuff during the week. I thought that was a respectable compromise. Like, she said, oh, I want to do stuff with you without the kids. I said, oh, well, I don't have babysitters like that. Yeah, but like, you get babysitters sometimes when you got to do stuff. I said, yeah, like important stuff where I can't bring them. So, make a long story short, she was basically like, find a babysitter to do stuff because I want to hang out with you by yourself on Saturdays. And all I could think of was, man, if I was a man to say that to her, to a woman without, a single mother, without a support system like that, or just found a babysitter because I want to spend time without your kid, I'll be dragged, reposted. I'll be everything but my first and last name, bro. Everything. I'll be every name but Maurice Resch. If I would have said, yeah, I want to spend time with you without your kids. So that double standard, it very much does exist.
Because they get the benefit of the doubt with intent. Even when it comes to this kind of thing with like verbal abuse, they get the benefit of the doubt as far as their intent. Like you said, you got dragged because it had been about you getting some butt. Like that's what it would be about you. Oh, I'm trying to get some, so I need to spend time with you without the kids. When honestly, you're trying to connect, and you know kids get in the way of that. They get that benefit by default, that benefit of the doubt by default, because it's not going to be assumed that, yeah, she trying to get in your drawers and stuff like that. When in actuality, it really could be. It really could be that. You know, because women want it too. So it could be that, or trying to get in your pocket, and she knows she can't quite do that with your kids, or just trying to monopolize on your time and get some sense of control and can't do that when the kids is involved. Women get the benefit of the doubt in these types of situations, man.
And like if Reese did that, he would have been controlling. You know what I'm saying? Why are you trying to control me? You ain't my dad. Like, you know, I only got my kid. Like, what kind? My thing is, like you said, during the week, you get 5 days. One day, like you trying to be smart. There's nothing we can't do during the week. We can't do on the Saturday, whatever. Like, come on, man. Like, you trying to be controlling,
right?
Our kids, man. Like, you want to be the number one so bad. You trying to knock off, cause some drama. Come on, that double standard, crazy, man.
Bro, and when I took it back to my boys, they was like, "Yo, man, just hang out with her on the Saturday," and I'm like, why do I got, like, how much more ground do I got to give out? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why I offered I thought I offered the very fair compromise. Like,
more than fair.
Very fair. Like, yeah, I mean, you got me. Like, during the week, whatever you want to do, just let me know. I don't care. I got to work the next day, but like, I'll do it. But on the weekends, just let's do kid friendly stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine being mad. You was offered 80% because you can't get the 20. Imagine that.
So, you know what I'm saying? I think I said on the weekend, let's plan kid friendly stuff, and then if it so happens where I can't get a babysitter, then we can change plans and do something. You know, like I always try to compromise, man.
But even that, you still get to kick it together. It just gotta be family friendly.
God, man, you pissing me off. What's your
like I said, that's real. That's real nasty behavior to be mad that you're getting 80% just because you can't have 20.
That's all I think of, man. Right, like, think of, like, if a man was to tell a woman, "I do not want to spend time with you with your kids," you would be everything but your first and last name.
Villain.
I'll show you everything, but yo, it's so bad on him, man.
Smoker.
That's sick. That's sickening.
Get to the business.
Like, it's like you want to take care of their kids. Like, you want me to sacrifice the time I have with my kids who they're my blood. You ain't my blood. You know what I'm saying? Pick the 5 days and get out of here. Because, like, yo, you that selfish though. That's crazy. And he said, and like Nari said, you're inclusive, kid friendly. We're all gonna do something together. You telling me you don't want to spend time with my kids then? That's what you said.
There it is, bro.
Bro, like, let a man do that. Oh, my kids, it's a package. That's their first thing they say. It's a package. All right, but when I got the package, you don't want to come, you don't want to accept it though, right? Like, come on, man. Shorty, you lucky, man. Oh my, I'm about to get
but let you never have your kids.
Yep.
Let you be spending 7 days a week with her. Somebody gonna be like, "Didn't y'all say he had kids?" Yeah. And you don't never see him with his kids, girl. He always got time for you. Always. That means he'll never be with his kids, girl. Don't be with him. Don't be with him. That's not gonna work out.
They win.
It's hard out here for a man.
Listen, man. Women get nailed by double standards in society all the time, but it ain't like men ain't getting banged with them.
Right. Right.
We get banged with quite a few.
Right. Yeah, I look at it, and I don't want to, any ladies who are maybe watching or listening to this, man, I don't want to discredit y'all. I think you guys are amazing individuals.
Man,
I think y'all do
Man, who's
all
guilty is guilty, yo. No, he's not going to do that. You shouldn't have invited us on this podcast if that's what you was going to do.
No,
Look, I'm just saying, I think they cool, man. But like y'all got some stuff with y'all too. That's all I'm saying, man.
Exactly. Accountability,
Y'all got some stuff with
man.
y'all too, man. Like, I mean, it ain't always us.
because when women say stuff about us, they don't give us no disrespect, bro. They don't say, "Oh, we're not
No.
trying to men. We're not trying to. Oh, this is not for the men who actually do that." They'll never do that.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Reese,
Nope.
I respect what he's saying, but I ain't doing no disclaimers. What's up?
That's not what we do, bro.
This 2K215. You know what I'm saying? This people on here.
Yeah, me.
We hit him up around here. We get
Fact.
say something, come over here. We go ready for the smoke. I mean, we don't play that, man.
All the smoke. Like Steve Jackson and Matt Barnes. You heard me?
Facts, man. Sick of that. Because we always pacifying women. Always pacifying them all the time. That's why a lot of women are here verbally abusive. Because nobody tell them, yo, you shouldn't have said that to your man. Or what he do to you? Oh, you was right for saying that. No, you ain't right for saying that. You don't tell them the other half what your man do everything for you. What you say, what you don't do for him. You know what I'm saying? Like women don't get no accountability, bro. That's why men, like Nari said, men out here snapping, killing each other because we don't have no outlets. We getting attacked from everybody, and we don't have nobody who really got our back. You know what I'm saying? It's sickening, man.
Yeah, depression is real,
Like
man.
for those of you that don't pertain to, as y'all like to tell men when they jump in your comments, if it don't apply, let it fly. Ain't that what y'all like to tell us?
Thanks,
Keep
man.
trolling. It's not you, right? Take y'all own medicine. But it's a lot of women who think that don't apply to them, and it do.
Yeah.
There's a lot of women who think they not verbally abusive. They think they getting him together. They think they coaching him. They think they telling him the truth. Because I'm gonna refer to something else in that previous podcast where I was jailed up. Somebody said, "Well, what I'm saying is true?" I don't know if you remember that, and I commented on that too. Truth can be weaponized, and it's not supposed to be. Truth isn't supposed. Truth is medicine. We agree on that, right?
Yeah.
But it's not supposed to be like the nasty Robitussin. It don't mean you got to put the grape flavor in it to make it sweet all the time. But it's supposed to be given with the intent to heal, with the intent to recover, with the intent to create. Truth, that's what truth is supposed to be. It's supposed to be, even when you're wrong and it convicts you, it's supposed to give you a chance to be better once the truth is put out there. So to use it as a way to hammer somebody down and cut them off at the knees, no. It doesn't matter you telling him he ain't had a job in 3 years. You need to tell him how to get a job. Cool. Calling him a bum who don't want nothing for his life is not how you get there. Say, yo, you really need to create for yourself. Whoever it is who's sustaining you right now is not always going to be there for you. Don't you want more for you? That's when you talking to somebody like, yeah, you giving them the straight biz, but it's with intent to do better. Not just, hey, yo, well, man, I'm so tired of looking at you, looking at the ad. Where are you even applying? You ain't fixed your resume yet, stupid. Like, and that's what it is. It never just stays in what it is. That's the truth. It's always that extra insult added in. So no, you put spikes in my Robitussin. No, I don't want to drink it. Now I want to throw it all over. And now anybody who comes to me with the truth, I'm going to lash out at them. Because you poisoned the truth. You weaponized it now. Now anybody who comes to me with it, I'm resistant.
Brother getting deep over there, man. But that's real. Like the delivery matters. Like, and I'll tell literally, like, whenever I'm talking to a woman, they talking to me about their problems with their dude. I'm like, they be like, no, it's right. And I'm like, you might be right, man, but if you're delivering it in the manner that he won't receive it, you wrong. Like, plain and simple. Like, you're wrong.
Let me go ahead and get myself some minus points right now with the women. Isn't it somebody, I ain't going to need to say his name, but somebody who's been saying certain things that quite a few women say, they could understand and agree with, but they don't like his delivery?
Mr. Samuels. Mr. Samuels.
Like that's one of the biggest knocks. Now, granted, there's a whole bunch of other things that people don't like about him, so forth, so on. But there's a lot of women that say, "Oh well, okay, some of his stuff I can agree with, but his delivery is terrible. Him means okay, you could tell somebody the truth without calling them fat, without saying they're imperfect. You're not perfect. Cool, all right. Why don't y'all apply that though? Why is it cool for y'all to do? Oh, that's right. He shouldn't do it because he's a man talking to women. Now they didn't complain when he was a man talking to men though. And again, like I said, this is not about him. It's about the example of if a man does it, it's foul, it's disrespect, he hates this person, so forth and so on. When a woman does it, I'm speaking in truth. I'm just letting him know the hard truth. I'm just being blunt. No, you're being a B word. I'm gonna say it on our podcast. I'm not gonna say it on his. But on part 2 of this on our podcast, I'm gonna say exactly what y'all being.
And man, I tell you, bro, man, that delivery is everything, man. And if your delivery is now you coach, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't approach every kid the same way. Like,
bro, don't we order from Amazon? Don't we all? You saying delivery? Don't we all order from Amazon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just use that as an example. I know a bunch of women are ordering from Amazon, right? Now imagine if the same package, box, bag, whatever it is you ordered, you find under your trash can on trash day. He delivered it. Mm-hmm. He made sure it got there. Mm-hmm. Do you really still want that? Don't you want to send it back and get a better order now? Don't you have a problem? Because the delivery was terrible. Throwing it into your window and it cracked your window, it got to you though. You got what you wanted, but the delivery is terrible. Like my man just said, delivery matters. Just try to place things in practical situations. The truth is the truth, but how you deliver it, just like how somebody delivers your Amazon package matters. Leaving it on the steps so you can come find it, cool. All right. You might have wanted it in your hand. They don't put it in your hand. They put it on the table. Okay, cool. But flinging it through your window so it crashed, putting it in the trash can, putting it on top of the trash can, putting it in the recycling bin after they took recycling, you upset because delivery matters.
I feel like you're on Hot 97 right now with Rockefeller. Keep going, Pop. Hitting these bars, man. Hey, man.
Gotta have the metaphors, man.
Like, I don't think that they always factor in the way that they're making someone feel when they communicate when it comes to women, right? So, like, I think that it's like
sometimes they say they literally don't care, though.
Right, like
that's the thing about it. It's one thing to not factor it in and just say it. Like if I'm commenting on y'all beards and I'm just saying it, not thinking, well, damn, how much time y'all put into conditioning and shampoo and cleaning and all that. I'm just like, yo, you need to cut that joint, bro. You need to start over. That means I didn't think about it because I'm just trying to, as a man to man, trying to get to the root of whatever it is I'm saying. It's different when I'm like, I'm saying that and I don't care how you feel about it. You like, damn, bro, you don't know how much time I try to put in getting this right. And I'll be like, I said what I said.
Doubling down. Oh my gosh, that's one thing I will say they do, bro. Women will double down and like you could tell a woman like, yo, you offended me. They ain't gonna apologize. They finna double down. They welling you. Like,
oh, that's well me. Cuz, man, you talk about verbal abuse. Oh, well, it's verbal abuse, cuz.
It is.
You don't care how I feel about what you just said at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, nah, man. I hate that. Because, like, if you're going to stand on it, stand on it. Don't come back. Because if I shoot back, it ain't going to be nice. And I don't want to hear your feelings hurt. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man.
Bro.
Man, my wife get in here. She didn't do nothing, but that old well got me piped up. Walk through the
Bro,
door.
like you could flat out tell somebody like these are my triggers. These tell a woman like I'm single, man. Y'all out the game. I'm single. I be telling women like within like the first few conversations, like these are things that trigger me.
Yeah.
I remember I met a girl one time and I was like, yeah, like I'm not saying we gotta have a conversation every single day of the week, but like I know for where I am in life, like if I'm pursuing you and like you don't answer, we go the whole day without talking, I believe you're not interested. And if I believe you're not interested, it triggers me to kind of like, well, like it's a real big trigger for me. I feel like, I'm being rapey and all these other things. So I feel like I'm forcing myself on you and you're not interested. And this girl's like, no, I'm fine. I just be busy sometimes. And like, I can't talk. So I'm like, yo, like, just call me before you go to bed and say, yo, if I can go to bed, just want you to know I thought about you. Click. Don't you know the next day after that conversation, I called her and we didn't talk. And then the day after that, I called her, we didn't talk. So then the third day, she's like, oh, I knew you was going to feel some kind of way. What the fuck didn't you do something about it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like why didn't you do something about it? Like we had this conversation. Like,
no, but they want you to be attentive to every single thing they don't like. Like, no, man, it don't work that way, man.
Like, I'm giving up ground here. I'm saying you don't gotta give me, a whole 5-hour conversation every day, but just, hey, I'm about to go to bed. Good night. I just want to hear your voice real quick. That's 15 seconds. I ain't worth 15 seconds, sis. But you want me to like marry you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to marry you? Spend the rest of my life with you? But you can't take 15 seconds in your 24 hours to just say good night to me on the phone?
Don't make no sense, man.
But let me start sending pipe pics out. Let me be all about it. I'm trying to hit this. You know what I mean? Come ride me real quick. You know what I mean? I'm everything but my first and last name, right, bro? I'm everything but my first and last name again.
No, I ain't gonna lie to you. Shorty thought I lived up in KOP, King of Pressure, because I was king of the pipe picks, Pop. KOP, man. Hey, good morning. Let me have some of the pipe pick. Hey. I missed them days, man. Why do you guys like women gotta be more accountable and just like see how men feel, because ain't nobody gonna want to wife you if you already showing traits of you're not caring how I feel. What make you think?
What's the phrase Tracy and Demisha used on our show? Emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Emotional intelligence. It's crazy how men are banged for not having it. And once we hit a certain point in adulthood, we're just expected to have it. So nobody ever showed us how to have it.
Yeah.
Society as a culture doesn't make it convenient for us to have it. Relationships we've been in don't nurture that. Most of the relationships we've been in don't nurture that. And women who are deemed as the more emotional or more in touch with their emotions, a lot of them don't have it neither.
Right.
You know what I'm
saying? I think it's
and that's why a situation like Reese described happened, because she's not, she's like, oh yeah, something will happen, I know you'll feel a way about it, but but at the same time, like, you know what I mean, she didn't care enough to avoid it happening. Yet shoe on the other foot again. It's funny how the things we're talking about, I swear to God, I've seen a meme for if a dude do all these things, what it really means. Mm-hmm. If a dude goes 24 hours without talking to you, he's not really into you. Leave him, girl. He don't really want nothing to do with you. He doesn't think you that important. But yeah, shorty literally went ghost on my man for 24 hours and thought it was cool to just pick up the next day like, yeah, I know it would bother you, but you all right.
Right. I didn't say I don't talk to shorty no more. I didn't say I don't talk to shorty no more. Like,
and it's the wise choice, because according to their standards,
like, this is second,
somebody don't want you.
Bro, this is second go around. Like, same thing happened last summer. And then, like, when we started talking again this year, she's like, yeah, you ghosted me last year. Did I ghost you? Like, didn't ghost you at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't at all. Like, you ghosted me, and then you saying I ghosted you. I said, what happened was I stopped initiating communication, and we stopped talking. That's not me ghosting you. Like the moment somebody will call something like that, I don't know me. I'll be literally my first response is, "Whoa, I missed a call from you."
Word.
And then the girls they always stop and they stop and they pause, and I'm like, "I missed a call from you. I ignored the message from you. Oh, I didn't think so." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so what is it? Like, that's not ghosting. Ghosting would be if you were trying to contact me and I wasn't responding. That's what ghosting is. What happened then was I said, "Shorty, not interested. Cool, on to the next."
Yeah.
This time around, we talked again about 2 weeks. At the end of the 2 weeks, I stopped initiating communication, stopped talking. Like, and this is after, the second time around I said, "Yeah, like, let's hit me up." And then she hit me with it. She tried to, she tried to hit me with the, "Oh, well, I thought you had your kids with you." I said, "Yo, I can answer the phone. Like, I can say good night with my son laying next to me, man." Like,
He didn't want to wake him up.
like,
Yes, use man. But a lot of like Nari said, emotional intelligence. A lot of women don't initiate a lot of stuff and don't do it because there's no ramifications, and niggas still gonna chase her. Let us men go, like you said, Reese. Go a day without saying nothing to. "Oh, you don't want me no more. I'm not worth chasing." No, but as a woman, they feel like they can do anything. We supposed to chase them regardless. Oh man, it ain't like that.
I don't mind a good chase.
You gotta blame your brother for
run
that.
slow. I don't mind chasing them, bro, but they gotta run slow. Look, I ain't about to chase Usain Bolt, man. I can't catch Usain Bolt, man. I need you to,
man, show me something he's for. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying?
Luckily, you know what I mean? Today is my 14th wedding anniversary, and
Congratulations.
I ain't make it that far without her being like the white girls in the horror movie and me being like Jason. You know what I'm saying? Slow walking down.
But she's worth. That's the whole thing.
Because just like he said, that Usain Bolt chase, bro, it ain't in me, and it ain't about whether the woman is worth it or not. I mean, I was blessed to find that situation, but it's just always in my head. It's not about whether she's worth it or not. It's kind of like everybody has to have limits to where you're willing to go in order to initiate a relationship. It's one thing when you're in a relationship or you're in a marriage and you be like, "There's nothing I won't do to keep it." Cool. I can understand that. But to initiate it, to get it off the ground, yo, you gotta have some boundaries, man. You gotta have some points where you just like, all right, eject button, pull the ripcord on the parachute. Like,
oh man, keep it a man.
She acts too much.
If you got a turkey, you try and bomb, you gonna chase. You know what I'm saying? It has to be
My
something.
name is Jason Voorhees.
You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about you, man. Majority men, because what we have.
That's true. No, you right.
Attributes, you know what I'm saying? But
That's a fact. That's what draws us in.
That physical could be tainted by that ugly attitude quick. I'm like, you ain't even worth it. You know what I'm saying? You giving me your ass.
Right.
I'm not chasing you. So like, you know how many other women
right. That's supported by dudes continuing to chase even after her attitude nasty, even after, like you said, she gave you her behind the kiss. You still trying to pound. You know what I mean? You still trying to make sending those pics worth it. So you're like, all right, I'm gonna stay on her heels, even though she was disrespectful, even though she's not really worth your physical energy. Forget the emotional and mental. She really not worth the pipe at that point. But you just gotta find out. You gotta make it worth your time, and then you wonder why she acting like that. Yeah, like dudes is to blame for that.
Right, yeah. And now we've talked about this before, man. Like, I've pursued women before and been like, "Nah, I'm not really trying to have sex with you." Like, yeah, I mean, if it happens, whatever. But like, that's not my interest. Like, I'm trying to get to know you. And they be like lost in the sauce when they hear somebody talk like, "Whoa, you're not trying to hit it? You ain't trying to come over?" Nah, not really. Like, I've been around the block enough times at this point in my life. Like, I mean, I ain't that pressed. Like, I can get some if I really just want to get some, but like, I mean, like, I'm not getting no younger at this point. I'm trying to settle down, man. So like, I mean, let me get to know who you are before we jump in this bed together. And that's the conversation that they aren't prepared for, that I find. And like, for all the talk about, For all the
I respect.
for all the talk about it not being no good men out here, and men not knowing how to date, and I don't dispute that, but I know in my experience the way that I have approached women, especially in like the last 2 years, well, I won't say the last 2 years, but I guess you can say the last June. So in the last year, the way I've approached women hasn't been, yo, I'm just trying to hit it. It's been, yo, I mean, let me know you. And largely speaking, man, they don't know how to respond to that. Like, yo, you want to go out sometime? Oh, I don't know if I can ever get free. Hey, I'm trying to take you out. I can never get free. Then every Friday, I see you on the gram at the club. You can get free. You just don't want to get free with me. That's cool, though. I'm off it. Oh, you stopped hitting me up. It wasn't no point of us talking, sis. Like, I mean, like, I'm trying to settle down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been around, like, I've done that. I got 2 kids. I don't reproduce. I didn't look what they call it, the whole phase. I didn't have the whole phase and all that. Like, I'm over it all now. Like, I mean, like, being in quarantine taught me one thing, and that's what loneliness feels like. And I'm over it. Like, I mean, so when you're approaching somebody like that, I found that a lot of women don't know how to respond to that properly. Um, and it brings another question in my mind of like, okay, cool. Is it just that it's a bunch of knucklehead dudes out here, or is it that women don't necessarily know how to be courted or know what it feels like to be properly courted or properly pursued? What would happen if someone pursues you the proper way? And I'll even go another step further. Like some women is just want to be for the streets, and they want to act like they want to flex in front of people. Like, yeah, I mean, they try and get married and stuff, but when you go to talk to them, you like, oh, you for the streets, and you okay with that, and that's cool. But like, I'm not the guy for you. You know what I'm saying?
They're not built for the streets. Number one. You know what I'm saying? If we go out on a date, end of the night, I'm trying to bomb, you got a problem with it. How you built for the streets? Let's try to be in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, you out here, you want to be wine and done. Something has to happen on my end. I have to benefit from it. I mean, as a man, I don't even think, that's why I got respect for you, Rick, because I wouldn't even know how to date nowadays.
I wouldn't either, bro.
It's weird, man.
I can't go back to the street.
I don't think like, let a man open the car door. I could do that for myself. Like, or oh, he corny. Like, why you just want to see me all the time? I'm trying to court you, son. Like, yo. All right. A lot of but a lot of women react to men who do them dirty. You know what I'm saying?
Standard to them.
Yeah.
It's what they used to. It's the default. So it's automatically.
That's my boy.
Yeah,
Rob.
he's right. He got what I was trying to say, bro. Wow, you right.
That's my boy, man.
Wow, you dead right. Like that's what I was just about to say. Like I feel like it's, and I ain't trying to simp or nothing, but I feel like it's 65% of the dudes messing the game up. A good 20% of women who don't know how to be courted, and the rest is for the streets, but they haven't stepped into being for the streets. Because at a certain age, like 25 and all that, yeah, it's cool to be for the streets because people say you young and you in that phase and stuff like that. 35, there's some women that's perfectly fine, like about 5, even when we just look into our social groups, there's about 5 women, and all the women we know that's just perfectly cool with, like, listen, I don't care, I'm good, I'm out here, I'm doing my thing, call me what you want, slut, hoe, all that, I'm still going to do me and live my life and have my fun, and you respect it because at least you being who you are, and you know what you want out of life, cool, but most people are still dogged by that stigma of if women move like that, they fall into XYZ category, so they don't want that, so they sit there and talk about, oh, I'm just waiting for the right man to come along and so forth and so on. Nah, you really, like as bro said, you really for the streets. You a garden tool, baby. Like,
bro. And I'll go a step further, man. I know we're talking about verbal abuse, right? So I think that so many men have been torn down so low that they fail to realize that you the catch, bro. So like, when you going into this thing and you don't recognize that you're the catch, bro. Like, you're the catch. You're pursuing women because you're told that they're the catch. You're told find a woman and pretty much change her life. But I go into these dates like, man, like I know what I'm bringing to the table. I know the caliber of man that I am, and like I can honestly say, yo, like I've never been on a bad date before, but I've had plenty of dates that I've gone on. I'm like, I'm not hitting shorty back no more because this ain't going on. Like I went on a date with a shorty one time. She was like, yeah, you know, my monthly maintenance bill is $500. Solid. I'm off it. Like, I mean, like, why, like, it wasn't a bad date. The conversation was cool. Like, the vibe was fine. She was calling me the next few days, and I was just like, I can't afford no. I got 2 kids, man. Like, they monthly maintenance bill might not even be $500. You know, like, yeah, I mean, I'm not paying $500 for you. Like, I'm off it. That's cool. So, like, I'm moving. Like, yo, I'm the catch, and like, I mean, get lost. You know what I'm saying? But I think there's a lot of dudes out here who's kind of like, oh my gosh, you know, they're so low from the verbal abuse that they felt throughout their lives. So they come into this thing looking for, you know, women who either have equally low self esteem. They look into, you know, bomb to make themselves feel better because, like, we're not going to lie and say sex doesn't cover a multitude of sins, right? Like, I mean, you have sex and afterwards don't nothing matter. Like, the next morning the problems come back, but like, after you, I mean, get your joint off, you lay there and the bills don't matter. I mean, the mortgage don't matter, the rent don't matter, no nothing matter for them next year. I mean, you're like, ooh, I'm good. So it's dudes out here looking to cover this depression, cover those low self-esteem, cover all these mental issues by pursuing sex. But you know what I'm saying? If you look at it, if you are a man, you're single, and you're listening to this, man, you got to realize you are the catch. Know what you're bringing to the table. And if you don't know what you're bringing to the table, just like the woman be like, nah, you know, I'm finding myself, do that. Like, I had to do that myself, man. Like, when me and my son's mom broke up, like, that first year, I was legit dating myself. I was going to the movies by myself. I was trying new restaurants, new foods. Like, I mean, going places I'd never been before in the city. Like, doing crazy stuff like sitting in front of the water down Penn's Landing by myself, just chilling, like little goofy stuff like, well, I'm saying goofy, but like little stuff like that to figure out who I was. I mean, and once you start to love yourself, man, your whole pursuit of women is going to be different, man. Your whole pursuit of women is going to be different. And when you move,
that's how I be now. Huh?
What'd you say?
Like you was married. That's how I be now at the water jump by myself. Yo, the most
You
peace.
started into married men doing stuff by themselves, bro. Don't get me into that.
Ain't nobody treat you better than you gonna treat yourself, man.
Hey, man,
Fact.
that's real. That's real, man.
On the therapy plug, let me throw that in there right fast since we're talking about self love. Man, listen, it's a perfect time. I swear I try to get it done every podcast. Therapy.
Yeah,
Go get you some. Go
therapy
get you some of the
in my journey.
because you to deal with this verbal abuse that you receive from whoever. I mean, yeah, the thing was talking about women, but from whoever you received it from. Like you said, them scars last with you longer than you realize. They cut deeper than you realize. Sometimes I think Reese said it. I think Ace said it. It shaped you into a different person than who you thought you was for reasons you didn't even catch yet. And sometimes you just need to get in that room with that person that has no dog in your fight. Because it's one thing to tell your friends, you know what I mean, they want the best for you, but they might not know how to get you there. Your family, especially, you know what I'm saying, like older people in your family, they want the best for you and they don't know how to get you there because they're just going to try to support you in whatever way and just try to push you through the problem or pray you through the problem. And that's not going to get you where you need to go. You need somebody who has literally no dog in your fight. So they don't have to lie to you to make you feel better. They don't have to say a bunch of stuff to put you down. They're literally paid to help you learn how to solve your own problems. Because that's really what therapy is. They don't solve your problems. They give you the tools for you to solve them. To show you kind of locate the problems too. To locate the problems, assess them, and deal with them. By all means, if you haven't tried it yet, and you realize that you're starting to run into these roadblocks in your life, go find a therapist. There's plenty of different ways to do it. It's not the cheapest thing, but go online, find out how to get it at a discount. A lot of jobs offer a couple of sessions. Sometimes maybe you can only do a few sessions at a time, and that's okay. It's better to get a little help than nothing.
Yeah, therapy definitely was helpful in my journey too, man. Like, guess that opportunity to like legit let it loose. Like, and we talked about, earlier, people taking your truth and using it to hurt you down the road. You gotta worry about that with the therapists. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know Main Man. I see Main Man once a week. You know what I'm saying? And half the time he's not even talking back. He's letting you get it out. He might chime in a second here and then just letting you get it all out. So the person he might talk to, yeah, I mean, he got a HIPAA agreement. So even if he talks about the situation outside of it, he's not going to name drop you. He might just say, yeah, I got a client who blah, 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 blah. We got 500 clients, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it's a very safe space, man. It's a place you don't got to worry about, talking to your therapist. And then one day, Reese hit me up like, yeah, Reese, man, I heard you. And I'm like, bro, how you find it? You don't got to worry about that, man. And I will add this, man, like certain therapists don't work with you, but like it's just like with sports, man. Certain coaches don't work with certain rosters, man. But that doesn't mean that coaches are bad. That just means
I'm one of the best coaches in the world, and I can't coach everybody. Sometimes you need to play for a different guy.
Right. Like you gotta find a coach that fits your system, man. Find a coach that fits your play style, man. So me personally, I need an African American, like I need an African American probably from like an inner city. Like that's me personally because I just need that kind of connection. Like there's certain things that when I've talked to like therapists of other races, I had to explain like just what it's like to be a black man in the inner city, a single black man in the inner city. You know what I'm saying? That they just don't understand. But if you get somebody that kind of knows that you can relate to, it makes it a lot easier. What y'all want to do? Y'all want to finish here and move on to the other platform, or what y'all trying to do?
You can do that.
All right, cool. We can end this joint now. We about to move on to the Two Kings platform and keep the conversation pushing, man. So thank y'all for watching, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. This will be available on YouTube. I'll be posting the link to this, and I'll be posting part 2. As soon when part 2 gonna be up?
Tomorrow morning. I figure I'll go with the symmetry. 8 at night, 8 in the morning.
All right, cool. Oh, you want? Oh, WAP want to join? Can WAP join?
What the other one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
He just commented, call WAP. Hey, WAP, you trying to join, bro? Let us in there, man.
Wow, I don't have your number in my current phone. Text me.
I got this number.
All right.
I don't know.
Yeah,
he called me while I was live, but I mean, yeah, bet. So send me the link and I'll send it over to him so he can join, man. So this will be a real good joint, man. We're gonna keep it pushing. Thank you all for joining. Watch out for the links tomorrow morning. And we off this joint. I might end it.